Oh yeah. You know what it is. Here we are. We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Gist with Josh, a Saturday night comedy show. I'm glad to have you here with me. It has been in October, and now we are into a November. And now it is a November. And we've passed the threshold of darkness that was Halloween. We've superseded the dark energies once again for another year. It's been renewed. The forces of evil have been put at bay. And we're all here and we're alive. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good despite it all. And the thing is, I had kind of a crap week myself. You see, I'm looking for a new job, and I've been kind of low on funds, so to speak, and I've kind of had the fire lit under my ass. So I've been, holy fuck, my chair is absolutely fucked. This chair has been progressively getting more fucked. So pardon me if I have like an incredibly awkward angle or posture. This chair is like sitting on top of a fucking, I don't know, like a 360 degree rocking chair. It's like gonna collapse at any moment underneath my fucking weight. It's gonna like send the fucking pole up my ass. God damn. Alright. But ultimately, I've been faced with the harsh realities of the world, and then, the money makes the world go round. You gotta have money. If you ain't got money, you ain't got shit. Money buys everything. You need money to live. And I've done it all. I've worked all kinds of jobs. I've been a bylaw officer. I've been one of those sign guys that flips the sign. I've been an account manager at a big company, corporate company. I've been a cashier at Walmart. I've been a stalker at Walmart. I've worked at a frozen yogurt store. I worked at an aquatic center once. I've given speeches. I've done plays. I'm all over the place. I'm a jack of all trades. I've got a vast pedigree of skill, and I think it's served me well. But nonetheless, even with all my training and wisdom and ability to navigate this realm, I've still had to face the hardships. I don't have a big family supporting me. I'm a solo guy. I'm a real independent person. For a guy my age, I don't live with my parents. I haven't lived with my parents in years. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to, say woe is me and whatnot, but I'm just saying, after you pay your rent and whatnot, and you get your food and stuff, let's say you're making 50 grand a year, which is the average, right? Or I think it's more like 40 grand's the average. But let's say you're making 40 grand or 50 grand, you're really not, if you're lucky like me and you have incredibly low expenses, which I have designed. I've done by design. I've made my life incredibly cheap. In fact, one of my highest expenses is these sugary drinks that I consume so frequently, and marijuana, and that's pretty much it. Those are my two highest expenses next to rent. And food, of course. I do consume. For a single man, I do buy a lot of food. So, but ultimately, I get to enjoy low expenses, and I can kind of, stay ahead of the curve when I have an income coming in. But some of these guys who have families, or some of these guys who have houses, or have nice things, I don't have nice things. I don't really have that much nice shit. So I'm also a cheap as fuck that way. And if I was driving a vehicle right now, I'd be paying $200 a month insurance. That's not normal for a lot of people. You might be paying $100 or something, but still that's high. On top of your phone bill, which might be $100 a month. At one point for me, it was $130 a month I was paying for my fucking iPhone 11 Pro. Or maybe your gas bill's $200. On top of your $250, you're spending $400 a month on food. $800 a month on rent, if you're lucky, and then you're spending $400 on food, $800, that's $1,200. Your phone bill's another $100. $1,300, you're spending 200, alcohol, weed, whatever it is, you partying, having a good time, living your life. I mean, you're not necessarily, you might be taking home $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month, and we're spending like $2,000. I mean, if you're saving $1,000 a month, then hallelujah. But $1,000 a month is $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year times 10 is $120,000. Times 3 is like, ooh, you really got to increase times 3 over the course of 30 years. You would have saved like $300 something thousand. That's not enough money to retire with. Over the course of 30 years, that's really not a lot of savings to show for. And the reality is people are actually spending a lot more money than that. They're not saving a lot of their paycheck. They're not saving anything. Like a lot of people, like so many people have, like I think there was a statistic that was, what percent of people have have access to less than like $200? Like, it's ridiculous. I'm not, but it's some ridiculous statistic, where a bunch of these people don't, like these so-called middle class people don't have like $1,000 to their name, don't have a couple grand, they don't have investments, they don't have big assets that are generating in the long term. A lot of them, they don't have long term, they don't have a financial outlook that's going to vastly increase their wealth or their income over the next couple of years. So they really rely on a reasonable income, and the minimum, the wages that people have been getting for the jobs they're doing relative to what it's been in the past, it has shrank. It's been shrank. The amount of gold that you could buy for the whole entire portion of your paycheck, like back in the day, for the real amount of money, if you adjusted it for inflation, the amount of money that your paycheck was worth could buy like 5 times as much gold. I think it's actually more than that. I think it could buy way more gold back then than you can now. So, and that's the real value. You could buy way more food then with the money you were making. Now with inflation and the cost of products going up and the cost of services going up, people really don't have that much money. They really, really, really almost have no savings. And it's almost like the economy is designed like that, to completely like drain you and then to just give you barely enough, to get by. Unless you're one of these fortunate few to have like a good position. You're a doctor, you're a plumber, you have a trade, you're a tradesman. Hallelujah. Like that's great. Maybe I should go back to become a fucking technician or some shit. I don't know, electrician. But people can't stay living like this. And I mean, I was looking at what the CPP was and what it's like for retired people tonight. And, let's say you get the average amount of CPP that people are getting, which is the Canadian pension, is like $780. So if you're like a 65-year-old retired person, you're getting like $700. And then like it's recommended that in Canada, in order to retire comfortably, you have like $800,000 saved. And that seems like fucking crazy. I can't name a single, and I think like I have some people in my family, like some elderly people who I think are doing well. Like I think they're doing okay. But I know for a fucking fact they don't have $800,000 to their name. I know they don't have $500,000. And then I got going down the line on the Google, and some people are like, can you survive? Can you live comfortably off in retirement off of savings of $325,000 if you add CPP and stuff, as an income? And it's sad. It's sad what your income would be. So a lot of these folks are really living off a fucking $750 CPP pension. A lot of these old folks are. Could you imagine living off $750 a month? And then maybe they have like another $300. Maybe they have like another $300 from disability or something, or maybe they can get their medicines covered or whatnot. But they're living off like $1,200 a month. They're living off nothing. They're not living off like $2,000. Even $2,000 would be nothing. Like, I'm sorry, but I look at $2,000 and I'm a poor motherfucker. Like, I don't have money to spend, okay? But I look at $2,000 and I literally like I shit through that. Like I look at, I'm ravenous, okay? I'm just disgusting. I'm a pig. I'm like when I get money, it's a fucking shit show. You know what I mean? And I just go and I parade town and I spend all kinds of money and I love it. But I burn through it and I don't have money and and I don't have money. What are these old people living off of? Fucking literally soup crackers. They're living off saltine crackers. They're living off Campbell's soup. That's why they look like that. Have you know how old people, they look so shriveled? They look like a mushroom. They look like a psilocybin mushroom. Our old people look like psilocybin mushrooms because they live off Campbell's soup and saltine crackers. You know, their socialist, communist daughter who doesn't give a fuck about them isn't coming home to check up on them, okay? It's a nightmare. They're not coming, and then a lot of them don't even have homes. They're in these fucking retirement homes, living off these freeze-dried TV dinners that the fucking nurses serve them. It's hell. It's literally hell. The value of money is so little. The value of these products, the relative value of things to people's ability to consume them is so fucking expensive that people are literally going to start starving. They're literally not going to be able to fucking... What are they going to do with us? They're going to have us in lines eating fucking crickets. I don't want to fucking go on about the crickets again, for the love of God. But what are we going to fucking do? Like, we can't stay living like this. And then you got all this like strike going on in Ontario. You know, these teachers, these unions, these government unions who strike against the government to increase their wage. You got these teachers and nurses who are going to be making like $40 a fucking hour. Well, meanwhile, you have people who like literally men building the country fucking, you know, or like lesser jobs who are getting paid nothing and basically just... All the government workers and anyone who works for the government will be rich and be like the aristocracy. And then we'll be all underneath peasants barely getting by. Well, we get fucking bullshit $200 doubling general sales tax credits back every couple months. Like, oh yeah, we're going to give you $233 to put up with communist bullshit. And then he's going to say, it's unbelievable. We can't stay living like this. This is not sustainable. This is going to collapse. This isn't even a house of cards. It's like a sandcastle that's like, it's not like nice solid sand. It's like a sand dune. It's like we're building a society on a sand dune. And whenever like it looks like the sand's starting to slip away, we just go import more sand and dump it on top until it all slides away and we have to dump more sand. It's bullshit, and none of it's built on a good foundation. It's not built on good principle. They're rushing around. They want people. They want to, I don't know, dry age the old people until they look. Is that their intention? They want to make people so nutrient deficient that we all look like shit, and then we all like can barely think and talk because we're so deficient of calories. You know, what are they gonna do? Like, you look at these. I remember when you go to school, I remember one time I was in school and we were playing. I was in debate, right? Because I was a debate kid. You know, you could probably tell. And I was doing debate, and I went to do this debate thing at this private school for one time, and all the kids there were fucking like, for some reason, like all the teenage girls and teenage boys there were fucking like. It wasn't even like they were just bigger. They were just like more developed, like in every way. They just looked more like people. I looked immaterial compared to these rich people's private school children, okay? Like the girls had like tight fucking asses. Like they were cute as fuck, like hot. Like all of them. And they were barely even trying, unlike our school. Like the woman looked like rodents wearing makeup. And then like the guys were like, they literally looked like they were fucking a part of like the Liberal Party or some shit. Like, it was unbelievable. They had like full beards. They looked like full on, they looked full on like men. And then we were like little boys coming to debate them, and we were like the same age. And I was like, what the fuck are they feeding them? And then we got around to the fucking lunch, whatever, the break, and then we got to eat, and then they served us food, and we realized they have like this beautiful like rich people meal, like with these superior nutrients. There was like ham, there was like fucking little peach cups, there's like little yogurts, there's like pancakes, there's like everything you could ever want, and you can have as much as you want. Like it's not just like, oh, you can have one plate. No, you can go back and have as many fucking servings as you fucking want. That's why they look like that. They're growing better. It's like when you give a flower, when you pot a plant in a pot that has good fertilizer and you give it good food, it fucking grows better, man. They're literally outgrowing us. It's not even going to be a matter of, you thought it was going to be like a Chinese technocracy nightmare. You thought they were going to have like the CTVs wiring us in, you know, with the robots coming after us. It's not going to be necessary. We're going to be like a bunch of fucking anorexic fucking zombies, and they're just gonna like push us over. They're just gonna like shove us. We're going to be like, what the fuck, man? Like, you need to like share the bread. It's gonna be like the French Resistance, except we're gonna be like stick people, and they're just gonna come out like fucking chads, like literally giga chad fucking rich people. They're gonna have like laser swords, and they're just gonna cut through us like fucking butter. Like, one of them will be worth like 50 of us, because they've been like genetically, it'll be like fighting Captain America. It'll be like every single one of them will be like super genetically modified like Captain America. We won't stand a fucking chance. And it's just going to be because they're eating corn and we're eating crickets. We're going to be eating bugs and fucking probably like air. They're probably going to find a way to like grow bullshit using sunlight, and they're going to feed us like sunlight like we're fucking flowers or some shit. And then they're going to eat like meat. They're going to eat cows. They're going to eat bison. They're gonna eat fucking big ass deer, and they're gonna get strong, and they're gonna leave us in the fucking dust, and they're gonna make us their little slaves. They're gonna let us walk around the castle. We'll be little dilapidated, little paraplegic looking, scary looking fucking souls like in their castle, and they'll let us wear like little robes and stuff. They'll decorate us like, like make us look weird, make us wear weird little outfits like little shackles, or wear little bells that'll ring as we walk around, so that we don't scare anyone when we walk by. You know what I mean? And then they'll fucking literally be like living like superhumans above us. It'll be that sort of class structure. And this is just the beginning of it. These, like, think about your elderly parents and living in an old person home, just going delirious, losing their fucking mind because they can barely handle the reality of living in a fucking whatever that old person's home, whatever that old age, like living in that fucking hell, living in that real life hell that actually exists, that we actually, most people send their loved ones, okay, to dry up like a fucking psilocybin mushroom. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that's the solution. We have no solutions. Everything's like a bullshit, bad, profit-based efficiency solution. None of it's real or gonna be consistent for actual human needs. They don't give a fuck about actual human needs. It's all just a race to the end. It's all about them having all the cake and eating it. They want us to be poor as shit, you know what? And I'm gonna talk shit, and I'm gonna get 6 views on this fucking video, and maybe one person will make it this far. And you know what? God, this is on Rumble too, which, Rumble might exist forever, okay? So this is going on the archives. Humans 100 years from now might listen to this, and they might say, this motherfucker was spitting, like, when they're all slaves. Or maybe, like, one of the elite will see, and he'll be like, yeah. But maybe, like, when we're all, like, enslaved by the rich people, and we're all, like, dilapidated, like, I don't know if you ever seen pictures of what the Jewish people looked like when they were rescued, what's it called? When you rescue, when you fucking, oh my gosh, when you free somebody, when you liberate, yeah, when the fucking Holocaust people were liberated, the Jews, okay, they were looking hurting, okay, they looked like zombies, okay, they looked like skeleton people, they looked scary, okay, like, that's basically what we're going to look like. And then they're going to have us in their fucking cages playing games with us and stuff. And then maybe like one guy on the inside, like one of the Giga Chads, like he'll be like the most powerful, like he'll be like 10 foot tall, like he'll have a 20-foot dick, and he'll be thinking in his mind, like on mushrooms one day, and in his golden palace, like being served by his like slaves and concubines, and then he'll think to himself in his meditation, like God will come to him and just be like, yo, we got to resist. Like, we need you to free the humbled masses that have been enslaved by the rich aristocracy, elite. We need you. And then that rich guy will, like, start a resistance from the inside, and then he will free all the people. And then maybe we could be, like, freed under that guy, Like, that would happen, even if we did get fully enslaved. But it would be a big fucking waste of time. Everybody should get to eat. Everybody should get, a place to live. Everybody deserves a place to live, and everybody deserves, food to eat. I don't care who the fuck you are. I'm not saying that, we should just give it to people. I'm not saying, that just seems gay. But we should have a system that's not so shitty and broken and fucking being taken advantage of by criminals, by fucking real life criminals. This Canadian government, they're all criminals. These liberals are fucking criminals, okay? Maybe if we weren't being taken advantage of, maybe we could build a system that wasn't so fucking broken that, we didn't have to, basically bring our elderly to hell before it actually exists in real life. Before they actually have to go there for what they did, for what the boomers did during their fucking generation and all they squandered. Now, in saying that, I see a light at the end of the darkness. Okay, at the end of the tunnel, I see a light. The new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was released, last weekend, and it's really fucking good, guys. It's really fucking good. It's really good. And you know what? They have a bunch of callbacks to the old Modern Warfare 2. It's got all kinds of cool different game modes. It's a lot of fun. Great gameplay. It's not bullshit. It's not some gay ass trying to make me play as a fucking feminist. It's not trying to make me be gay. It's not trying to make me give them money after I bought the game. It's sick. It's a good fucking game. And as a gamer and as a human, I got to be able to appreciate the good things. And that's one, that symbolizes something. Modern Warfare 2 coming back. What? I was looking at this video. It was titled something Modern Warfare, how kids coped Modern Warfare 2, a tale of how kids coped during the fucking Great Recession, one of the Great Recessions. And it was like these, I don't know what that meant. Like, was it a Great Recession? It was like 2008. We were all playing Call of Duty and online, swearing at each other. Now it's 2022 and we're all in Modern Warfare 2 again, swearing at each other, hating life. And it's fucking, I don't know, it just feels good. Feels good to be coming back around. It's nice. And I can't complain. Now, I would like to see other franchises pick it up. We can have better healthcare. We can have better countries. We can have better systems for fucking people to live in. We can live better lives. And we can have better video games, okay? We can have better video games. It doesn't have to be a Modern Warfare 2, too. We can make a new Call of Duty, we don't even have to make another Call of Duty. We can make another shooter. We can make a different game altogether. And it can be good. It can be better. We got to have a vision. Yeah. So, but who knows what's going to happen? There's this, the saying, you don't know what you don't know. Well, you don't know what you don't know. But then there's also the things you don't know. Like, there's a lot that you don't know. And I think it's like a common instinct, like when you're thinking about those, when you're adjust with something that you don't know off the cuff, like your immediate thought isn't like, oh, I don't know this. You kind of like just go with it. But there's a lot of shit that you don't know, and you know it. And it's good just to think about all the things you don't know. I was looking up at the sky, I was looking at the moon, and I was looking at the stars, and I was thinking, God damn, like, we don't know shit. Like, the scientists have been lying to us about the vaccines. What else have they been lying to us about? What if the Earth really is flat? What if it's a triangle? Like, what if it's a prism Earth, huh? What if the reason the Egyptians built the pyramids wasn't because the aliens, was because they wanted to, I don't know, prism Earth? Fuck. Like, what if the real reason, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. But we don't know. And I can't tell looking at the sky what's going on. I really can't. I know it's there, but it's like I'm an ant next to the highway. I love this analogy. I love thinking about the ant next to the highway who has no idea what the fuck's going on. But he's still going. He's still building that anthill. And we don't know what the fuck's going on either, man. But we gotta stop putting old people. We gotta stop drying up our old people like raisins. Like, it's a good, I know it's been working, but it's inhumane, and it's grossing me the fuck out. Like, we can't keep doing this. It's not cool. I remember the first time I ever found out, like, what an old age home was. I was like, oh, this is depressing. This is like preschool that you can't leave. Actually, no. I used to volunteer at a gym, so I get a free gym membership at a daycare with my mom because she volunteered there, and we get free gym memberships. And it was like a sad, it wasn't that great of a gym, and it was very bad, disgusting, like, random kids getting dropped off their parents go work out at this public weird center that's just been kind of thrown there. It's all the bare minimum shit with the people that give a bare minimum of fucks, and that's kind of what an old person home is. It's kind of like a bunch of garbage food, a bunch of garbage weirds. They'll like all wheel you into a room. You're sitting with a bunch of weird fucking strangers. You haven't seen each other in the last 8 hours. Half of them are out of their fucking minds on medicine. They're literally disassociating from reality, like, exponentially. Like, what kind of nightmare? They should make a game, like, instead of, like, Outlast. You ever play an Outlast game? Like, the game where you go to the insane asylum and everyone's, like, zombies and fucking killing each other with machetes. They don't have to do that. They could just do an Outlast that's just a regular old person home in, like, amidst, like, somewhere's that's not, like, a big city. Like, somewhere's, like, off on the coast. Like, somewhere's, like, not that populated. Like, a mid-state, or, like, somewhere's, like, where I'm from in New Brunswick. One of these old people homes where, they get away with really not giving that much of a fuck. Something like that. I just feel bad. If that's how I go, kill me. Like, I'm all for this fucking doctor-assisted suicide if that's what's coming. It reminds me of the book The Giver. Like, I remember I used to read this book when I was a kid called The Giver. And they were just, if you would get the job as to be a birth giver, and you would give birth for a year, but then you would have to do labor for the rest of your life. And the reason you got to do birth for a year was because you would essentially, or you would get to do it a couple times, but essentially you would not have to work for the whole year you were giving birth, so it was chill. But then you had to go work and shit. So that's kind of chill, but yeah, but they would also take the old people, basically once they get to a certain age, they would just be like, shove you out. They would just put you on a sheet and just fire you out a window. No one died. Like, no one knew about death. And no one could see color. They took all the colors and put them in a box with an old man. And the old man was called the giver, and he gave the little boy who was like the receiver the colors, and he could see the color of the apple. And he became he relearned the knowledge of color. Kind of like what we're going through right now. We're not there right yet. We're losing colors. Colors are disappearing. Colors are disappearing, man. Our old people don't have any color. They look gray. And it's going down the line, too. It's starting to approach the younger. It's getting in, people at 50, they're going to start looking more shit, and it's going to work its way down until, like, everyone just looks like shit. It doesn't matter how old you are, or unless you're, like, a wealthy baby, or you're, like, a wealthy person. But then everyone's just going to look fucking miserable. And unless we can find a way to create a society that, honest to God, dedicates itself and contributes to the dignity of each and every individual. You want a society that contributes to the dignity of each and every individual. You don't want people falling between the cracks in these disgusting scenarios. You don't want this many people. You don't want 40% of people falling into these nightmare cracks, okay? These horrible situations with these old age homes. Like, we need to do what the Indians do. We need to, like, move our old people into the house. Give them a room like they're a big plant, and just, give them a spray bottle every once in a while. Fucking keep them going. Give them something to live for. They can live with their grandkids kind of thing. It's not so bad. We don't need 20 houses. We can't afford one fucking house. Pool our money together. Do it right. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to get a fucking kidney stone from drinking all this fucking sugary bullshit. Like, I gotta stop. It's not okay. You can't go through life drinking as much sugar as I do. It's not healthy. God, look how fat I am. Am I that fat? Nah, I'm not that fat. I'm kind of sexy. Oh, my gosh, my back's fucking killing me. Sitting on this goddamn chair. My back is fucking killing me. It's unbelievable. We gotta increase. Ow, fuck! I just sat on my nuts. Yeah. We got to increase the standard of living across the world. We need to start doing better. We need to start holding people accountable, and we need to start holding ourselves accountable. Quit being gay. Think about what could go wrong. Think about what you don't know. play some MW2, but maybe not so much. Get a fucking job. Don't be a deadbeat. Find a way to persevere. Don't let the liberals tell you how to live your life, all right? They're gay as hell, man. They're not good. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting shadow censored for saying stuff like gay as hell. I feel like it's shadow censoring my content and affecting my views. And I'm pouring out my soul here. I'm doing God's work. I need to get some eyeballs on this, or maybe I don't. I just want to know. I want an honest. I don't want to be shadow censored. I don't want my view rate to get fucked with. If I suck, I want it to be. If I suck and people don't want to watch my shit, I want it to be because it sucks and people don't want to watch my shit. Not because I said the F word and YouTube heard it and now they don't want to fucking give me, what's it called? Impressions. See, I'm forgetting all kinds of fucking words. I want to start reading again. I'm going to start reading books. I don't know what I'm going to read. I'm going to the library. I'm going to go to the public library. I'm going to, like a gentleman, like it's the 90s. I'm going to pick out a book, all right? Like it's the 90s, like it's a different time. I'm thinking, I don't know, I was reading about this book called The East of Eden. Apparently, I think it might be a good book for me. I want to increase my vocabulary. I feel like, it's been withering, and I remember this quote from Tyrion Lannister. He said, a book is to the scholar's mind. No, a book is to the wise man's mind. No, a book is to the philosopher what the stone is to the sword. No, a book is to the philosopher mind what a sharpening stone is to the knight's sword, or whatever the fuck. You get the point. You gotta read because we're getting dumb. All right, we're forgetting words. We're becoming limited in our vocabulary, and we're gonna become gay. You're not even gonna know how to not be gay because you won't know how to respond and not be gay. You won't be able to say fuck that shit because you won't even know about. They're gonna get rid of the word. Sorry, now I'm not gonna get any views, but my point is, you got to get mad. All right? You got to get mad as hell. You got to open up your window. You got to lean outside and you got to scream. And you got to say, I'm mad and I'm mad as hell. And I'm not going to put up with it anymore. All right? CBC. All right? Trudeau. Liberals. Okay? It's over. Task Force 141 shit, yo. We're coming down. We're coming in. Freedom Convoy shit. 2023 grind set. Donald Grump is coming back. 2024. Gonna make you my 2020 whore. Gonna build it back. Make it greater than ever before. We're gonna make it stronger, bigger, and better than ever before. We're going to make Canada great. We're going to make it not gay. We are going to save our old people. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Maybe if I make a lot of money. I don't know. I need help. Maybe if you see this and you want to get together, we can figure something out. Maybe we can rally. We can create literally kidnap all the old people and save them. I don't know, fucking stage a resistance. I don't fucking know. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Gist with Josh. Thank you so much for being with me. I want you to have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I want you to enjoy your week. I want you to work hard. I want you to slave hard. I want you to think about your children 30 years from now starving because the government wanted them to eat crickets and they wanted, to give 99% of the money to 1% of the people. All right? And I want you to stew on that, okay? And I want you to not jerk off as much. Or do. Man, if you're like me, you don't like this whole No Nut November thing. I could be doing, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it's the way, but it's hard, man. And I don't know. This is crazy. Anyways, blow, load, or don't. Have a nice night. Thank you so much for watching The Gist with Josh. Peace out.